Good day to one and all. This is Gayathri from Chempaka International, ready to report global news from this week. Macron calls for strong parliament majority to avoid French disorder. French President Emmanuel Macron said it was imperative that this month's parliamentary election results in a strong and clear majority for his political bloc to be able to implement pro-business reforms and avoid a French disorder. USA drops COVID tests for incoming international flyers from Sunday. The Biden administration announced on Friday that the CDC and preventions will no longer require pre-departure COVID-19 testing for travelers coming to the United States, after it determined based on the science and data that this requirement is no longer necessary. The CDC will do a reinstatement of this decision in 90 days, the official said. Biden-Bolsonaro holds first meeting amid election worries. President Joe Biden avoided challenging Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro over his upcoming elections and handling of the Amazon rainforest during the public portion of their first-ever meeting on Thursday, while the Brazilian leader sounded a more defensive tone in addressing those issues. Brazil, US to cooperate against illegal timber exports from the Amazon. The government of Brazil and the United States are in talks to jointly combat export of illegal timbers from the Amazon rainforest, as well as other unlawful environmental activities. Gang targets archer's car in Rohini, flees with valuables. Indian archer Abhishek Vermas filed a case that someone smashed the window of his luxury car and stole 135,000 rupees and other valuables on Thursday, June 9th. The investigations are still underway. No arrests have been made so far. Australian government to pay France's naval group $830 million over a scrapped submarine contract. Australia will pay French company Naval Group about $830 million to settle a scrapped defence contract that would have seen it build submarines in South Australia, said Prime Minister Anthony Albanese during a joint press conference in Sydney on June 10th. Manchester stabbing. Man arrested after a boy fatally attacked. A man has been arrested on suspicion of murder after a boy was stabbed at a house in Manchester. The 15-year-old died in the hospital after being stabbed alongside his mother, who remains in stable condition at their home in Miles Plating on Thursday night. Police said a 44-year-old man from Manchester was arrested in Kent on Friday evening. Detectives believe he was known to the family. COVID-19 cases tipped to rise over winter with arrival of new variant BA4 and BA5. Two more transmissible variants of COVID-19 have touched down in Australia in time for winter, as health experts warn of soaring cases numbers. If you're wondering why COVID-19 has been particularly effective at striking down your friends and family in recent weeks, it's likely they've fallen foul of yet another new two Omicron subvariants, named BA4 and BA5. Both strains were first identified in South Africa earlier this year and have since spread around the globe like wildfire. They are more infectious than the previous dominant Omicron variants. Armed robbers in car targeting people walking in Bronx, Manhattan. The NYPD is investigating a robbery pattern involving a gang that jumps out of cars to rob their victims at gunpoint. They have struck at least 26 times across the city. The victims are usually walking along the street while they are targeted. No one has been injured in any of these attacks. Most of the robberies have taken place in the Bronx, with one robbery occurring in the Washington Heights section of Manhattan. And with that, we conclude world news for this week. This is Gayathri signing off, and we shall see you next week. Thank you.